Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Reporter's Notebook. Today, I am joined by Miss Madison Forsey. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well for a Tuesday.
For a Tuesday. I feel like
Exactly.
I'm dragging, but that's okay.
Well, before we get into your story, I just
Yeah.
want to say formally, I'm going to miss you.
Ah,
WNCT is going to miss you because why don't you tell everyone where you're going?
oh my gosh, yeah. I'm leaving Eastern North Carolina, unfortunately. I am just moving to another part of North Carolina, but I'm born and raised here, so it's kind of interesting and like fun to get the opportunity to explore a new part of the state. But I'm moving to the Triad, and I'll be at our sister station, WGHB.
Yeah, so there's some chance that we'll still see you across Eastern North Carolina if there's
Oh
anything
yeah,
happening
I
over
hope
there.
so. I hope so. I hope something, maybe you guys will see a piece that I did and you'll pick it up and put it in the newscast. I hope so.
I think so. So
Yeah.
what will be one thing that you're gonna miss from Eastern North Carolina?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I've really loved, this might sound strange, but I've really loved going to all the local breweries around here. I really enjoy like craft beer and just, I like all things local. So the local restaurants, the local barbecue, the local beer, all of that stuff. Because, from spending 2 years and meeting all the people that live here, grew up here, have businesses here, they love it and they pour their hearts into everything that they do. And I feel like you can taste that and really know that, when you're eating somebody's dish and they've spent their entire lives here or whatever the product is. But also being close to the beach. I know that's probably the cop out answer, but
Yes,
yeah,
that
that'll be nice.
I love the beach, so I totally
Yeah.
understand that. So, I understand that you're a very busy woman, so I want to go ahead and get into
Yeah.
the story that you did today. Can you tell us a little bit about the background about the story,
Yeah.
and then kind of give us an update on what's been going on?
Absolutely. So, what I covered today was, I don't know if people remember, but back in 2019, actually just a few days after I moved here to Greenville, there was a young man that was shot by a Greenville police officer, and his name was Sean Rambert Jr. He's 23 years old. He was shot in a situation where the officers were called out for a break-in. They saw Rambert running towards them, yelling at the officer, and he didn't stop. So the officer proceeded to fire at Rambert, and Rambert ended up dying from the gunshot wound. So after that happened, there was a significant amount of time before the family was able to see the piece of body camera footage. And when they did, it was just a small portion of the body camera footage, but immediately they felt like the death was not justified and that there was more to what happened because they only saw a small portion. So they proceeded to get a lawyer and to try and petition to see more of that video. And that's what just happened. So just on Friday, leaders of the NAACP, a couple members, including the Pitt County president of the NAACP, members of the family, they saw about 6.5 minutes of the body camera footage. And it's always difficult to see something like that. I don't know if anyone out there that's watching has looked at a piece of body camera footage before. But I talked with Calvin Henderson, who's the president of the Pitt County chapter of NAACP and who was one of the people in the room. And he said after seeing that, it was traumatizing for him. And it just is renewing their call for justice and their call for the DA and other powers that be to look back into the situation. And they're calling for the officer that shot Rambert, Officer Johnson, to be charged.
And is Officer Johnson, is he on leave or is he still on duty? What's his status?
I'm not sure of his status because it did happen so long ago. I've reached out to Greenville Police Department to try to get some information, a statement, something from them because it is 2 years later. And I mean, with the bureaucracy, these things do tend to have a pretty long lifespan because you can't just get a piece of body camera footage at the snap of your fingers. So I'm not sure about his status, whether or not he's even still employed with the Greenville Police Department. But it is something that I am curious about. So hopefully I'll hear back from Greenville Police some of the specifics of how they're looking at things, 2 years after this happened.
Yeah, and these things take time for sure. I completely understand when you're trying to go after a story that you're not going to get all the information day of when you're doing your story.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even yesterday I was trying to file media requests and reach out to the lawyer that's representing the family. It's just because during things like these, it's also difficult to reach directly out to any family that's been suffering. So you want to go about it the right way and in the respectful way. And so I've reached out to the lawyer and haven't heard back from them. And that's the process of reporting sometimes. But to be able to talk to Mr. Henderson about what he saw on the body camera footage, that was pretty compelling. And I think people will probably find it compelling as well.
And is the body cam footage, is it released to the public or is it only with the family?
It is not released to the public. So that's a separate motion that they would have to file in court to get it released. It was just, I guess, they had the ability to review it. And it was about 6.5 minutes. And Mr. Henderson, that's one of the things that he would like to see, is he would like to see the full piece of video. He said they didn't offer a lot of specifics about where the video starts and ends in the entire encounter between Officer Johnson and Rambert. So that's one of the things that they would like to get more clarification on. They want to see the entire video to hopefully bring the encounter and maybe the justification that the shooting was justified into perspective and help them learn a little bit more about what happened.
And so these types of stories are always we always try to be careful, and we always try to give both sides their due diligence. So
Absolutely.
I can understand that this is probably something that us as a newsroom, we're also here to help in any regard when it comes to learning about new information. And this is a story that's been going on for a while now.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's something that I don't think, especially with it's almost this renewed call for justice after them watching the body camera footage again on Friday. I don't think this is definitely not the last time that we will hear about Sean Rambert Jr. and about his family's fight for justice. But it was interesting to talk to them about it, right in the shadow of Andrew Brown Jr.'s case up in Elizabeth City. So it's something that has a lot of local eyes turning in because of what happened up in Pasquotank County.
Right. And so, of course, for our viewers, you can watch Madison's story or read about it online at WNCT.com. Now, before you leave, what is your last day with us?
Oh, my last day is next Wednesday, July 28th. Yes. I'm very sad about it. But I'm hoping that I don't cry because I get really splotchy and red when I cry.
Yes.
So that's not a good look for the camera.
TV.
For TV, not it. That's when you wish you were in radio, but
yeah.
So it's next Wednesday, sadly.
Okay, well, we wish you luck, and Caroline Boyer, who is our night site reporter, is taking over your spot, so congratulations to her, congratulations to you, and to everyone at home. You can catch Madison's story online at WNCT.com. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week.